Saybil is a poor orphan boy without memories from his past. As the son of the strongest magician, Saybil was born with unlimited magical power, making other witches hunt him and his mother down in order to absorb his power. While still a little boy, Saybil was forced to watch his mother's demise by the hands of a witch. As a result of the trauma, Saybil sealed all his memories and became a homeless kid, until he met a strange woman who gave him the opportunity to join the Magic Academy and become the strongest magician. At the academy, Saybil is a loner boy who doesn't have any friends. Furthermore, he's also the worst student because he cannot control magic. One day, he's invited to the headmaster's office, where she tells him he will go on a mission as part of a special program in a new witch village in the south. The purpose of the mission is to provide a community where witches can be normal without the fear of being hunted by witch hunters. She explains that he will be under the care of a supervisor for the next 3 years who will judge his progress. If he passes, he will officially become a witch, but if he fails, he will lose all of his memories of magic and the time he spent in the academy, turning him into an empty shell who doesn't have any memories before that. Saybil is sad at this pronouncement but sets out on a mission with some others. Their escort is a witch named Lu, who wields a powerful staff, the smartest student in his school horde, a beast fallen named Kudo, and 2 other male students. The teacher allows them to split into groups even though she considers it dangerous, and they finally leave the academy. Saybil and Hort follow Lu and decide to rest in the next city inn. Suddenly, the 2 other students appear and inform Lu that they were attacked by some witch hunters and Kudo ran away, leaving the other 2 behind. The teacher decides to run and save Kudo after quickly realizing he did that to attract the hunters' attention and save his colleagues. The teacher heads her way to save Kudo while ordering the rest to stay behind in the inn. But Saybil and Hort decide they must help her to save Kudo and depart after her. The 2 run into the forest and find footprints in Kudo's tail. Hort ends up warning Saybil that they will be facing a dangerous opponent, wicked mercenaries who hunt witches and won't stop until they're dead, revealing the story that she was once threatened by one when she was a kid and lied about not being a witch to escape. They start shouting for Kudo's name while moving through the forest, alerting everyone about their presence. Lu, who was fighting against the hunter, ended up being thrown off after hearing their voices, and the hunter took advantage of her distraction and headed to the duo's location. The hunter catches up to them and starts strangling Saybil, threatening to kill him unless Lu hands her magical staff to him. Lu ends up complying and the hunter orders Hort to tie Lu down, revealing that she's a spy for the anti-magic faction. But she starts to show her inner conflicts as she remembers the moments she spent in the city, and the conversations she had with Saybil, who smiles at her while saying it's okay. She suddenly gets up and uses Kudo's tail as a sacrifice to use her magic and attack the hunter. The hunter defends her attack and approaches Hort to slash her. At that same moment, Saybil hears the staff telling him to use it. Lu shouts at Saybil to stop as anybody who touches the staff other than her will die. His eyes start to glow and the staff starts to release an immense power upon being touched by Saybil, defeating the hunter. Saybil later wakes up and finds that everyone is safe and sound. He asks Lu why he isn't dead, and she replies that the staff couldn't absorb his infinite magic power. The next morning at the inn, Lu prompts Saybil to use his infinite magic to regenerate Kudo's hands and tail, as they were cut off in the fight against the hunter. He agrees to help with Lu's guidance. He holds Lu's hands and she channels his magic, while Kudo chants the incantations, making his hands and tail grow back to everyone's delight. They then depart for the village, and on their way, they find a young boy running toward them and telling them to hide. The boy holds Lu's hand and takes them to a tree while casting a magic barrier to hide them. Soon, a white tiger mercenary comes searching for them and destroys the barrier with his sword. Lu tries to fight him while the others run for refuge. The mercenary notices Lu's staff and decides to accept defeat. He walks away, but tells her that he will be back. Group follows the young boy named Leos into the village, where he tells a man with a blindfold that they are his saviors. To their surprise, the man tells them that he is aware of their mission, but explains that the supervisor of their program ran away from the village when an invader witch appeared, making it impossible for them to even start their mission because there's no supervisor. The others wonder why the headmaster sent them on the mission since she is aware of this. Saybil tells them that the 5 students she sent for the special program are all problems for her at the academy, and this must be her way of getting rid of them. They are all angry that the headmaster is deceptive with her true intentions. As they were deliberating on what to do, Lu says she wishes to kill the invading witch of the village and the headmaster for making a fool of her. Saybil proposes that they use his infinite power to fight, because he cannot afford to be expelled. If he's ever expelled, he will remember nothing, as his only memories will be erased. Hort runs out in tears after hearing Saybil's words that he would choose to fight to the death instead of running away. He starts looking for her all over the village, but never finds her. He then tries to ask Lou and Kudo for help, and the teacher uses her staff to track Hort into a cave. Along the cave, Lou notices a pool of blood and Kudo decides to run away as he doesn't want to die, leaving Saybil and Lou to fight the mysterious witch inside the cave. Inside the cave, Saybil and Lou encounter the young lady who invited him to join the academy, Zero, a witch with the same eyes as him, which his mother always said for him to avoid. She's the witch of the village and supervisor of their field program. Zero insults Professor Lou and tells Saybil that she has been waiting for him. She fights off Lou's magic and knocks her off. She tries to convince Saybil to join her, but he refuses. Suddenly, Zero casts a bright light on them and they vanish into another place. Lou wakes up and reveals that they were being tested, and Hort excitedly runs in congratulating him that they passed the test. Zero explains the need for the test. They initially agreed to expel the three of them, Kudo, Hort, and Saybil, from the program. Their talent to become witches is too great, and they feared they could turn into evil, putting the whole world in danger. Precisely, Saybil's magic is limitless and its extent cannot be predictable by anyone. But his powers will only come to light if he trains fiercely and utilizes them. Saybil asks her if she is the one that enrolled him at the academy, but she tells him that if the memory is important, he will know. Later, they receive letters from the academy confirming them as program students and their new mission, which is an assignment to the witch village with the removal of the restriction that forbidden them from using magic. 2 months later, Saybil reveals the true mission assigned in the village. Each of them must run their own shop to improve the witch's quality of life. Hort runs errands, Kudo works as a medical assistant, and Saybil refills everyone's magic power. Saybil holds a conversation with Lou telling her how living in the village has been, but she scolds him for doing the laundry and cooking for the house instead of training, and sends him to the forest to get some tea leaves. He meets Leos on his way to the forest, and the little kid offers to be his guide. But he later confesses he tricked Saybil because he wants to hang out. Saybil forgives the boy and a mouse leads them home where he seeks permission to explore the forest with the boy the next day. Saybil meets Lou while he was heading back home, and she informs him that the tiger mercenary got injured in his last mission and needs healing. Saybil runs inside and refills Zero's magical power in order to save the Tiger Man. In the next day, Lou tells the group to take the day off from their work and train with Zero. At the training, Saybil converses with Zero, and as she trains Hort to channel her magic, Zero becomes weak and almost passes out. She reveals that her magic is depleting, and Saybil is unable to recharge her magic, which saddens him. Leading her into the house, he watches over her until she regains strength, and he begins to question her if she knows his mother. She reveals that she doesn't, but she reveals to know about his father. Zero tells him that his father is the strongest sorcerer in the world and the author of the book on medicinal magic that he is holding. She refers to him as a powerful sorcerer, calm and with unparalleled talent. But in order to hide his knowledge from other witches, he wrote a book unreadable with terrible calligraphy. Saybil says that the handwriting is similar to his and that he can easily understand the writing. Saybil once again apologizes for his inability to recharge her depleting magic, and Zero tells him to think about what he would like to be, either a magic supplier or a mage, so that will enable him to learn properly. On the next day, he goes into the forest with Leos in search of medicinal herbs. While moving around the forest, they are attacked by a monster they did not see. The monster shoots and stabs Leos and Saybil with many barbs. Saybil is unable to heal Leos with magic and blames himself for not practicing magic. Saybil carries the unconscious Leos until he finds Zero and Lou to help him save the kid. After returning to the village, everyone gathers to discuss the new threat. Lou reveals that it is a monster called the remnants of disaster made by demons to torment and attack humans during the war. Saybil finally gets the motivation to train magic and tells his friends that he is ready to use his powers as a mage. He tries to persuade them by telling them that if they train him, he will replenish their magical power whenever they need it. During the conversation, Leo's father interrupts him for a discussion. He tells Saybil to stay away from his son, but Saybil wants permission to take Leos out again once he is strong, as he made a promise to take him on an adventure where Leos can watch him practice magic every day. Leo's father reluctantly agrees on the condition that he will teach Leos how to stay safe in the forest. As they depart from each other, the witch hunter mercenary from before appears and abducts Saybil. As he is being taken away, Saybil starts to remember his sealed memories and how his mother passed away. Hort and Kudo suddenly arrive to save him, because Leo's father informed them that he was abducted by someone. Hort tries to cast her magic, but she's too slow, and the witch hunter uses the opportunity to defeat them. As he leaves them on the floor, the blindfolded man arrives and chops the hunter's arms and legs. Everyone gets back home and Saybil apologizes to everyone for being unreliable. Later, Saybil tells Hort about regaining his memory and how Lou made him know that Hort is in love with him. He tells her that he thought regaining his memory would make him know things, but he still does not understand what it means to have feelings for someone. He's only sure of two things: Hort is special to him, and he has romantic feelings for Lou. Hort then attempts to replenish her magic by touching his hand, but he takes his hand away in fear of hurting her, remembering how he destroyed the evil witch who killed his mother with his touch. He runs out of the house and goes to Zero, asking her about the meaning of things his mother told him before her death, about never approaching someone who possesses the same eyes as him. She reveals that his father is 13, and her brother, making her his aunt. She further explains they inherited their father's special eye color. She explains that his mother's warning was because of his father. His father wanted to have a son that could have infinite magic power and transfer that power to Zero. His mother found out about his father's plans and decided to run and hide to save her son. At his insistence, Zero tells him that 13 is a rationalist and Saybil is his model in good aspects. But 13 sacrificed countless lives during the war, and because of that, history holds him as evil. She then reassures him that there is no danger in him relating with her and apologizes for all his suffering. She then offers to help him learn how to circulate and control his magic. For the next couple days, Saybil uses his time to practice with his friends while teaching them how to control their magic, just like Zero taught him. And at the same time, he's using his father's book to learn and create several magic potions. Some time has passed, and they suddenly receive a message requesting them to go back to the academy because the village will be attacked. Saybil requests to stay in the village and fight back. He further explains they can use traps to disable the enemies, but Zero threatens to expel them. Saybil says he will drop out from the academy under one condition: if his plan works, the academy will take him back as a student. The next day, the blindfolded man orders to evacuate the villagers while they prepare for battle. A few days later, 10,000 soldiers start to invade the village to attack, but they are caught in different traps that the students made, forcing them to retreat. Suddenly, an army of Beast Fallen starts to attack. Gaining access to the village by defying the traps, the groups try to confront them. Zero gathers the students to regroup and they unleash their final battle tricks. Saybil uses his eye technique in a one-on-one battle with a Beast Fallen. He attacks him with his eyes and touches his hand, completely destroying the beast's arm. The battle soon comes to an end, after Zero casts a spell that kills every Beast Fallen in an instant. After the battle, Saybil goes to see Zero and thanks her for her help and training while returning the book to her. Zero insists that he should keep it, but Saybil mentions it's her book. He explains that she will understand the book if she converts the number 13 into 0. Zero bids him and his friends farewell and the students return to the academy. This is all for this anime. Give the video a like, and I will see you in the next minutes.